Hey, guess what, guys? Sorry, we were just talking. We were having some pre-talk. So, guess where we are? We are here at WJZZ, Cool Jazz TV, and we're here. I totally forgot. So go ahead and finish it.
You're watching Get Down and Dirty Talking Art with Calibri, the artist, and LaPratt.
Hey.
We're here live with our special guest, Jennifer Crawford of All Things Detroit. But first, I want to say you're watching us live on WJZZ Cool TV, streaming from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Also would like to say for anyone who would like to advertise or sponsor, please email us at wjzzcooltvofficial@gmail.com. Also, every single Sunday, please make sure you come to the Backyard Boogie.
No, it's not every Sunday. It's this Sunday, and then nope, it's not every Sunday. It used to be.
I'm
It's
sorry.
this Sunday.
This Sunday at least 3 to 9. Backyard Boogie, free food. It's an adult party. Bring your own chair. Everything else is here, so come and have a good time
anything
with
you
us.
want to drink and maybe also share.
That's right.
So, and it's absolutely so much fun. Just so much fun.
Yep, right here at
So-
WJZZ 19730 Ralston in Detroit.
That's
All right. Thank you.
So here we are with Jennifer Crawford. Ask Jennifer, All Things Detroit Marketplace, Marketplace at Cadillac Square, and what else?
The night market at Beacon Park.
I forgot about that.
We have the brunch market at Valade Park next to the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater.
That's
So
right.
all great things going on despite the crazy world that we're living in this pandemic. It's so good to be in front of people right now
Yes.
and be face to face instead of Zoom. But all for small business, right?
Yep.
Everything is for small business. Everything. The business is completely around all of these opportunities for small business.
Okay. So why don't you tell us, or our viewers, a little bit about, for those that may not know, if you don't know, I don't know where you at.
Yeah, we don't know
All
where you
Things
guys have
Detroit
It's
been.
a
and
lot of people
Jennifer.
it's a lot of people that don't know, and when they don't know, I always say that my work is not done. I have not done enough.
Never
It
all
is
done.
not done
Yep.
because I want everybody to know, and not really just know about like Jennifer, but know about like the goal and the purpose of it. Where it's not about, hey, it's Jennifer, it's Ask Jennifer, and she does this. It's like, hey, Jennifer, she represents these small businesses, and they were able to do these things because they had a platform that worked, and they were able to get their business out there.
That's right, and make their business grow.
Yes, and make their business grow.
That's
What
so
exactly do you do? Because
Yeah,
just
yeah.
as a preface, Dead Hand Arts actually very starting off fresh. I was raggedy, vending, and everything, but I was there at All Things Detroit at one point in time as well, actually several times,
Yeah.
and it does generate business. What you do for small business owners in
It's
Detroit
great.
is
The
absolutely
energy is
amazing.
so
Thank you,
good.
thank you.
So what do you do?
So,
All
so
right.
honestly, when you did that very first event, I was at like Nikki's Lounge, and it wasn't even All Things Detroit then. It was kind of like a pamper party, right? And so I started in my one-bedroom apartment, which a lot of people don't know, and the event was actually called Pamper Pick and Purchase. And I had a friends who made earrings. I sold like pure romance, right? Me selling pure romance. It was not very good. Hello. And so here I am doing these events in my one-bedroom apartment, and I'm like, people are like, this is really fun. You know, you should do it bigger. I can't fit all these people in my apartment. I can't keep moving furniture. So I was always the girl who had all these jobs, right? A lot of jobs. I worked at Nikki's part-time, but my background is in construction. I worked for Inland Waters. I worked for the Little Caesars Construction Department. I worked for W3 Construction. So I was always like assistants to project managers, and that's what my background was in.
Cool.
And so at the time, I just wanted to pay off my car. And so I expanded to doing these events at Nikki's, and it was a pamper party. And I'm just like, you've seen it. Like, it was a growing process. It was the start of something, but I didn't really have a purpose then. And so as I continued to grow, I told one of the managers at Nikki's, I think I want to do something called All Things Detroit to focus on Detroit small business, because here I am, born and raised in Detroit, and I want in a small business, and I want to be a part of the growth, because there's so many people moving here who are like, I love Detroit, but you say, do you know there's an airport in Detroit? No, I never knew that. I'm like, yeah, but I do. So I'm thinking like, I want to be a part of that. And so he's like, no, you're a party promoter. You get book Delicious and book somebody to come, and that bring a celebrity, and that'll bring traffic. I'm like, that's kind of stupid. That's not what I want to do. So I was working for Little Caesars Construction Department at the time, and I actually took my rent money and put it down on Eastern Market. And I was just like,
What year was that?
that was 2014.
Wow.
2014. And so my first event with the Eastern Market was October 26, 2014. But my why is because I was always the underdog, right? I was the underdog, picked on in school, you know, didn't have a talent. Used to be like, man, all I do is talk. I don't even know how to talk. I don't know how to do anything else.
The
I don't know how
art
to
of
make amazing
conversation.
art. I don't know how to sew anything. I don't know how to draw.
But
All I
you know how to
is-
put great events together. That's what
well,
your
that
art is.
definitely just didn't happen, like overnight. But within that, I was like, you know what? It has to be someone like me or people who have these great talents who don't have resources. And so I'm like, I want to be the resource. And how can I do that? And so that is when my journey really began, when I figured out what I wanted to do. And from doing these events, I create platforms, All Things Marketplace. People don't know that I have a ticketing site. I have All Things Detroit, and then I'm a marketplace curator for Downtown Detroit Partnership and now Detroit Riverfront Conservancy. Because guess what? If you want to have a pop-up in downtown Detroit without paying $2,000 for rent and all this money, you sign up with these events that have been created for you to have that opportunity to be shown.
Cool. That's so cool.
That's wonderful.
That is so cool. Of course, it gets the brain going.
Yes, a lot. And I just don't sleep. I mean, do you guys sleep? Like,
No.
when you have all these crazy ideas,
No.
we have a show idea, we have things going on, you're like, I can't sleep. I'm so excited. Like, I just want to get on this now. And
I know. It's like yesterday wasn't fast enough for me. That's
No,
what I was telling
not
Calibri.
at
It's like
all.
yesterday wasn't fast enough. It should have been done yesterday.
Yesterday and the funds. I'm like, I need the funds. I got the idea. Can we
Yeah,
get
it's
it
like, come on,
popping?
let's do it. Let's
Yes,
do it.
right
Let's do it.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to know because it is All Things Detroit, and you do have just a wide range of small businesses. But what I usually see the most of are just kind of creators and makers, and,
Mhm.
and not necessarily painting artists per se,
But really unique.
yeah, people who create things. Is
Mhm.
there a reason for that, or is that just kind of by accident, or?
No, I think it's important to show like the talent of the people who are participating. I mean, I sold Pure Romance, but we don't have Pure Romance there because they're not making those products.
Okay.
The marketing plan is created. Everything is you're following a template.
All right.
You know, as being an artist, you're starting from the gut. You got to figure out how to market. You got to make it. You got to market it. You got to do all those things.
Yep.
So it's intentional. And a lot of people, they're like, well, I do this. And I'm not saying that they're not a business.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that I want to help those who are like, hey, Jennifer, I'm making it. I'm marketing it. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I need that help. I need that push. I need somebody to put me in front of these people that I can't reach. How can I do that? And, it's hard work trying to figure out how to do it because you don't know if everybody's going to like everybody's stuff.
That's right.
But I try my best. I try my damnedest to be like, listen, buy this. I always say when you
Buy.
call something a show, people come to watch and see. But when you promote shopping, people come to spend money. And
Yes,
I
they
want
do.
people to spend money. And if you can't, share, spread the word, share a picture.
Mhm.
But it is intentional to do it that way. It is.
So cool.
Sometimes it's not a slam dunk. Sometimes I get people slip through the cracks. And I'm like, I don't know if I booked that, but we're going to roll with it. Okay. I appreciate them being here. But it's all like fun. Like, I just love it so much. And like, I never thought that I would have a passion for like doing, like working and like loving to do it.
Isn't that great? I always told my kids, do what you love and love what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't seem like a job.
Mm-mm.
When you actually have to go to a 9-to-5 job, it's like, boring. You're like, no, what do you mean I can't go take a nap in the middle of the day?
Oh,
Or,
right.
it's like, all right, I just want to go for a 2-hour lunch, but I can work till 4 o'clock in the morning,
Mhm.
Not only that, if you are creating, I mean, just mentally, like
Yeah.
you said, that starts from the gut.
That's what we had
It's
that
almost like
conversation. Yep.
an inventor, really an
Yep.
inventor.
Yep.
And when you have to put that much mental and effort into bringing something from your mind to the table, whatever it is, and then let alone something somebody's gonna like, to then have to go the extra mile to market it and sell it and do most creatives don't have that time, and even if they do have that mentality, just to be able to push it, you want to keep putting that energy.
You want to
create
keep
it.
working on your stuff. You don't
You
want
know,
to
and
be.
it's really cool that you
Yeah.
have that ability to bring it out and then successfully. It's not just, all right, guys, here.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is something special about the way that you do it. It's not just how everybody's like, oh, I just did it because it was done. Because
Yeah.
there's something special about the way you do it. And I'm kind of loading up. You got your shirt
My
on.
brain is
Yes,
going
I have my
clickety
Jennifer
clickety.
Jennifer
tea
Itch
on.
shirt.
Yeah,
Thank
look at
you.
she's got this
Jennifer
coat.
Itch.
Because Eastern Market would tell the vendors at their vendor meetings, like, when they have their summer markets, we're gonna Jennifer it. We're gonna Jennifer it.
I
And then like
love that.
businesses would be like, they said they're gonna Jennifer it. And so Karen from Natural Rest, she's like, well, I just want to let you know that you're a verb. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Jennifer it. And so I said, well, if there's a word, I need to create a definition. And so to Jennifer it means innovating, advocating, and creating in the small business community.
That is
And
so,
anybody can do that. You can Jennifer it, and that's just like what you do. So I'm like, okay, I'm a verb. Let me slap that on the shirt and get excited
and
about
if somebody wants to reach you, we want
try
to
to Jennifer it.
Yeah, just try to Jennifer.
Try to
But
keep
it
up
always,
with Jennifer.
and you know, it wasn't always that way. Just seeing like the events and like the beginning, it was all a process. It's been a journey. I still fail. I still make mistakes. I still make crazy things. I always try to tell people like, I'm just a regular person like everybody else. I'm just walking up the street, just Jennifer with her T-shirt and having a good time.
Because she'll say this, and I love how modest you are, but she works, okay?
Yeah.
She works her ass off, and not only working, like you do it with just a pizzazz, you know, well, a pizzazz. You're like, hey, y'all, it's friendly, and I know just from a business standpoint that it's not always rainbows.
We know that.
Oh,
You know,
yes, we do.
we know.
Me and Debbie figured that out the other day.
Yeah, we did.
Dealing with, you know, the levels that you're doing, all the different organizations that you're doing, all of the different, and now broadening, and it's just you, correct?
It's just me, and I have someone who works for me, like part-time, and then like when we do events in the summer, of course, I have staffing that like works the events.
Sure.
But
I
I'm
mean, it's
there
the
mostly.
brainchild.
But the brainchild, yes, I'm the.
And if it messes up, it goes to her. If it's this, it's that. It's
That's right.
But
it's
I
always
also,
going.
I also have come across some amazing people like Jessica. Jessica, she runs Lady Bondo. She is like a great friend. If I have a great idea, she's also making sure that I take care of myself. Like self-care is important.
Oh, it's
But
very important.
that add-on thing, you
Yeah.
know, like I have Eden and her husband Thad, who like are great creators. They shoot like commercials. If I have like an idea, they take it to that point and, you know, give their input and help me. So
That's
it is
very
me
cool.
who coming up with certain ideas, but it's that extra team. My PR lady, like Stephanie, I did not have her for a while due to COVID, and I felt like, oh my God, what did I do before PR? But I was doing my own PR, so I had to go back to square one with COVID, and now Stephanie and I are back together working again. But she's another one who just is like, hey, no, this will work. That's a great idea, but here, start here. Because I'll be like, I would probably have like 30 other things.
Yeah.
If people didn't like tell me to slow down, I would have 1,000.
So can you give us how to reach you?
Oh, you can reach me at askjennifer.com. That's ASKJENNYFER, or info@askjennifer.com. Or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, it's Ask Jennifer. Everything is Ask Jennifer, and that is with a Y, not an I.
Okay. We just want to make sure that we get that out there for
Yes,
people.
yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
So cool.
throughout. Okay, so I do want to ask too, just kind of you've been going and building up steam. I know you're saying, oh, you see, it was a surprise. You see where we started? There were like 100 vendors.
Yeah.
You know, we started to like
No.
1,000 now, but it's always been heavy. And going through the pandemic now,
Yes.
how were you able to navigate and navigate the pandemic?
You know what? I lost my father in November 2019, right before the pandemic, the day after All Things Detroit. And it was one of the hardest things in my life. We talked every day. He was my number one cheerleader. And you know, like, there's nothing like that father and daughter like relationship. Like, even when he get on my nerves, I'm like, whatever, you ain't right, you know. But he's listening to all these things because I'm his baby. Or he never missed that news segment. He never missed those things. And so going into that, and I'm like, he would always say, you're gonna do something great. You're gonna do something that's so great. And I'm like, he's like, but you're already doing it, baby. You're doing so good. And and we went into, here we go into this new year. He's passed away, and it's trying to start a new, like, you're moving forward, and you hear, oh, you know, there's like a deadly virus. And at that time in January of 2020, I had said to myself and my PR, you know what, my father said I'm going to do something great. And guess what? The work that I do and that we do as a community, because I feel like All Things Detroit is a community, the whole world should know about it. They should know about Detroit small business, the hell with gentrification, you know, Eastern Market. Yeah, we're doing this event there, but they're moving small businesses out. And so in November, I had actually reached out to Phil from the Smile Grant. I said, Brandon, I said, there is no mural of like small businesses like that I really see that's up. Can you paint me a mural of All Things Detroit with all small businesses so that we can have a place in the city of Detroit forever, right? Because it belongs here. But even in that, moving forward again, because I went back a little bit, I was just like, you know what? No, like we need to have a holiday. I want people to be able to come here, just like you come here and you go see the train station, or you come here and you go see something else, or for Flower Day. Yeah. How come you can't come to Detroit and not just come to this event, but make it a full day just to go to 7 Mile and Livernois, just to go to all these places, down Gratiot, anywhere, just to see small businesses. Like we don't hear about like Spectacles and Flows and like these people who have made it through all of these 30 years, not just pandemics, but everything else. Like, what about them? And so for me, I want people to really explore Detroit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Because I'm from here and I know what it is. And so I said we should make All Things Detroit a national holiday. And so we did the work. And in January 2020, All Things Detroit became a national holiday. Thank you. I feel good about that. That was one day where I really said, oh, we did that. It happened.
Jennifer did that.
Jennifer did that.
And it was like so great. And I'm like, we're a national holiday. We're going to promote it. We're going to do all these things. And then boom, 2 weeks before this national holiday, we're investing all of this money. It's done. It's all done. You can't get it back. You don't know if you can leave out.
We have to take a fast break.
Oh,
we didn't even realize time is going
so fast. Hold that thought. We just want to remind our viewers, you're tuned in to Get Down and Dirty Talking Art on WJZZ, Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Please subscribe, share, and comment. Also, if you're interested in advertising or sponsoring, please contact us at WJZZCoolTVOfficial@gmail.com and join us this weekend on the Backyard Boogie. 19730 Ralston.
She's got a good memory. I'd be going,
I would be looking through my notes.
Let me look through my notes. I know. We're here with the
wonderful back. We're here with our wonderful guest. I'm sorry.
That's right. Yeah, I'm saying our guest, Jennifer Crawford, and me, Calibri, and me.
Yes.
So it's like here we are.
Yes. Jennifer was just talking to us about All Things COVID. Detroit Day and moving into the pandemic,
spending over $20,000 of this money that people have paid to be a part of this event, all this planning, the extra planning, going this extra mile, and then you're told, don't leave your house. Hope you have groceries, and it's done, and there's nothing you can do. There's no like quick move. There's not an extra stash of cash to get to these businesses who are also hurting. You know, we're all people, right? And it's just like, what do you do? And so, honestly, I could say for about maybe a month and a half or so, I kind of just watched Netflix like everybody else. I would go to the grocery store like early in the morning just to get out and get air. But I sat there and felt sorry for myself. Like, I just was feeling sorry for myself. Like, oh, you lost your daddy. Now it's the pandemic. You're going to go out of business. You know, you got to have all this money.
That these people,
you got this money that these people invested. Like, what do you do? Like, everybody, like, hates you, right? Because, you know, people don't understand when we're in a crisis because the world is in a crisis.
That's right.
And so it's not about us being human beings and understanding that we're all just screwed. It's about, no, give me my damn money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I paid you for a service. And so I'm feeling all these things. And then I'm thinking to myself, how can you motivate people if you can't motivate yourself? You can't be a motivator. You can't be a small business advocate. You talk about don't quit, but you didn't quit. So I started to walk. I started to walk not only just for like health, because I was just eating and snacking and it was just a mess. I just started to walk, and then I had one friend who wasn't really a friend at the time. She reached out to me. She said she was walking, and then we started to walk together, and I learned so much about her because she was somebody who I admired. It was SB with Sweet Potato Sensations, and we knew of each other, but we didn't have a relationship. And so we started to walk together, and I'm talking to her and she's talking to me. I'm telling her about my father. She's telling me about her fiance. She's telling me about her insecurities in her life. And I'm like, this girl is just like me. We are the same people. And I'm like, okay, get back in here, Jennifer, like figure it out. So then we started to do marketing ideas, and I felt like I kind of was coming back. And then I started to ship a few packages for a few businesses who are like, I'm overwhelmed with online orders. And I'm thinking, well, I'm so happy that they are. But it started out as a thing of like me initially wanting to help for free because I'm feeling responsible for all of these fees have been paid. I'm feeling responsible for the whole pandemic because I don't know what to do, right? Because money, you know. And so I said, and I started to ship these packages, and it's a whole process. And I'm like, this is a business. And I told her, I'm like, this is a business. Like, this is shipping. And so I started doing this. I said, shipping and fulfillment is what businesses need, right? Amazon is a $1 billion machine.
That's right.
But this is for a small business, by a small business. And the great thing about it is I already had All Things Marketplace. I had created this online marketplace in 2017 because I wanted to take what I did offline online. And within doing that, I'm like, I don't have to build a platform. I just have to make this platform work for the new addition that I'm trying to do. And so I've been posting shipping and fulfillment, and people still don't get it. Like, I just want to be in your store. And I'm just like, it's shipping and fulfillment. So the Build Institute, great organization.
Yes.
They had an empty space, their retail space. And I said, I wonder would they lease me this space? And I wanted to know how much and all this. And they were really open to letting me lease it like for a certain time. So I started to ship the packages there, opened up the storefront for the holidays to sell. And now we're there permanently doing shipping and fulfillment and expanding the marketplace. And so with that, it's like, I want people to understand shipping and fulfillment and what it means. But the only difference between me and Amazon, besides $1 billion,
That's right.
besides that, is this is for a small business, by a small business. You have your own personal store on this website. It's not all about all things marketplace. It goes back into that same thing that I said even before the pandemic. I want people to know about you.
Yep.
Because Jennifer is not the one with the talent. It's about you. I'm just the voice.
Yeah, talk more about your little your website for the shipping.
What it is that there's two options. You can actually create an account to ship your you can actually create an account where you pay $45 a month where you manage everything yourself. We don't take a percentage of sales. We don't take a percentage of shipping. You don't have to sell us 20%, 20 cents per picture. Who got that kind of tax time? Not me.
Yeah.
And so it's like you just pay $45 a month. So it's like you're paying for hosting in a sense. But we also still promote your business. Then there's the second option, which is shipping and fulfillment. There is no money up front. We store the products, we put them in store, and we also ship them. And we get 40% of items sold for each product sold, and the vendor gets 60%. We don't ask them for money for storage. We don't ask them for money for shipping packages. We handle all that within that 40%. The only thing that we ask is that you promote and tell people to shop. You know, people feel like they give it to us, and it's like, they got it, it's cool. And it's like, no. Share your story, share the products, and share.
Just stop you right there. For the people that didn't hear, y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Y'all viewers, did y'all hear that? Again, this is something that is unheard of, and especially in this city.
Yes.
You know, where you're getting your products from essentially for free, honestly. For free to be able to have an account and just do what you do, or for them to drop ship and fulfill. For you to get 60%, and all you have to do is promote yourself.
Yep.
And I'm saying that because you're selling yourself, and you're in turn selling Detroit. And if you're passionate about Detroit, then I'm just saying. Jennifer is.
And I realize I have not been promoting myself, so
but Debbie, you did I felt like you did 7 posts, and one day I'm here, and people were loving that. Debbie,
I can't keep up with this.
I know it's perfect. It is perfectly fine. No,
I try to share as much as I can.
But not even just that, Debbie. You share all things. I can post an event, I can post certain things, and I always
small businesses.
Always appreciate that. And then we have people from DC who are shipping products here for us to ship them and carry them in store for this. So this shipping and fulfillment is for everybody. It's for all small businesses from everywhere. And I'm shipping and fulfillment. And I had one person say to me, well, Amazon already does that. And I say, I understand, but there's Revlon, there's CoverGirl, and everybody started from somewhere.
But this is all things Detroit.
This is
Detroit.
All things.
You're looking for someone local, which a lot of people are. They want to support people that are local, and especially want to support small businesses.
The small business.
You can go to Amazon, small business, but I don't know that. If I'm coming to Jennifer, I know that these businesses are small. I know that these are people that are more than likely, even if they're not from Detroit. Exactly.
Yeah, and even if you're not from Detroit, if you're from Michigan, if you're from wherever, I'm a small business advocate, and my goal is to open up shipping and fulfillment everywhere, to have a location everywhere. We already added delivery service, so right now we're doing within a 20-mile radius with a flat rate. You pay a flat rate of $50 or more, and then we ship within a 20-mile radius. So just say if someone wants to buy a piece of your art and they want to deliver, they're within a 20-mile radius. You pay that flat rate fee, and we're driving it to your doorstep.
That is
y'all hiring.
And so it is an idea, and I had an interview earlier today, and Regina Campbell was always shipping and fulfillment is so major, it's so important. It's a service that small business needs. There's a lot of small businesses that go crazy about that 40%. Why is 40%? How do I make money? But that all goes back to learning your business and your bottom line. Because some T-shirts make $5 to make if you're selling it for $40. You just have to think about the benefits, because I have to outsource
getting your name out of there.
Yes,
you're
getting your name out there.
You're getting your product, and you're getting your face up in front of how many thousands of people?
Thousands of people. And then I also do pop-ups at the markets that I curate. So I also take those products that we have to the market so that we can sell them to everyone. And then now I'm going to be doing shipping and fulfillment for the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy.
Nice.
And
Real
so
nice.
that just came like last week. So I'm working with them.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This is the first time I'm actually saying it
Woo,
here.
it's public.
Yes, I have not said that on anything, but here this
You
is
heard
the
it.
first time.
You
This
heard
is
it.
the very first time. So I just
explain
saved that for you.
Explain
Yeah,
what
so
that is.
you know, they were voted like the number 1 or number 6 riverfront like the country, and so they've been having this high demand for their products, like you know their hats and everything. And so they were like, we know you do shipping and fulfillment. You know, they're a nonprofit, and so I actually explained to them, you know, the process in this, and they came back and said, you know what, we're definitely going to roll with this. And so I was like, that gave me like the confidence and the boost I needed, because I'm like, the Riverfront Conservancy really like, you know, feels confident in my ability to like get their products out there and make that happen. And I know that more people will follow to say like,
Yes.
oh, if they're doing this, because you know everybody's a follower. They're like, oh, they're doing this, let's do that.
She hired. She needs drivers.
That's right.
We will.
Drivers.
We definitely will need
send
drivers.
some people right your way.
Because right now, who we have driving is my significant other. He's the delivery man. And then I have
Yay.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
He is the delivery guy, and we just have it works like how it goes, and really getting the orders out. And I've learned a lot in this process, you know.
And that's hard for an artist to do, is to ship. That stresses me to no end. Oh my God, just put me over the edge with shipping. I'm like, I mean, I can create,
The
I can
post
do everything.
office. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even really like the post office myself, but we shipped a lot of packages too during the holidays. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. And it was just like crazy. It was like a whole thing. I was like, oh yeah, I signed up for this. Okay, this is a real thing. Like it's like tape and this. But what we did over the last couple of weeks, we actually have all our branded, because people want to unwrap a package.
Yes.
So now we have all of our All Things Marketplace tape coming in, and the tissue
I love
paper.
it. So it
and the
really has your
packing.
branding going.
So it really has the branding going. I mean, in the beginning, of course, you know, it was on a budget. Like it was
Oh,
still
yeah.
on a budget, but it
Boy,
was
I
like investing a little bit at a time in those things, so people know like there's a sticker, fulfillment by All Things Marketplace, because we're really trying to push that name out there and get people to jump on board. Near, far, shipping and fulfillment is so important.
Cool.
And I want people to know what that means. People just think we have a storefront.
You
It's
don't.
great. We love that. We want people to come to the storefront at the
Yeah.
Old Tiger Stadium, but we really want people to shop online, because if a pandemic hits again, you know, what other crisis, everything is online. It's
Yes.
moving. It was doing
Yes.
that before
It was
COVID,
doing that
if we're being
before.
honest.
Right.
Retail, and so now, you know, we really want people to focus online and having those businesses tweaking their stores so people can read about them.
Yeah.
So if I read about you and you know what I'm saying, and I meet you and your great personality, and I'm like, oh, I want to buy that.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to buy that. I want to know more about you. I want to know more about what you do. And so I always tell the businesses.
So how do they find you for this? For the
marketplace? You can go to allthingsmarketplace.com or on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, All Things Marketplace.
And you are what? We're tell them to your
Oh,
location.
we are at
is.
1620 Michigan Avenue inside the Build Institute. The entrance is on Trumbull, and we have some of Debbie's beautiful pieces in there, along with, I think we represent right now about 42 small businesses in the space. And then we also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then as soon as we're going to take a real fast break. We were taking an early break, and then we could talk about all the great products that she brought.
Well, I
What do
was
you
gonna
think?
say kind of well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just take an early break.
All right.
You know,
All right.
so
You're tuning in to Get Down and Dirty Talking Art with Calibri the artist and
Debbie LaPratt and the wonderful Jennifer Crawford. And if you guys want to call in, which we would love, our phone number here is 313-355-6018. Give us a call, talk to Jennifer. She will, you might be an artist, you might want to know something. So this is the number, 313-355-6018. Hello. Okay.
Right.
So you want to talk about the products?
yes.
Yes. So I did bring some products
Well, I
today,
just
and I brought a few gifts for Debbie and Calibri.
Yes.
This artist
These
is
absolute wonderful.
I love this
cups
artist.
here.
His name is Centurium.
Yes.
He is a potter.
He is, and I
Amazing.
love Centurium and all of his products. He has all these different lines of things. He has a Black Lives Matter line. I mean, he is so talented.
And
His
he's
story.
such an amazing person.
He's an amazing person. His story
Personality.
is so strong. He
It
was
is.
able to finish CCS by fighting stage 3 cancer. And
That's right. I did.
he
hear
did
about
not quit. He pushed forward while going through chemo. He was constantly
Yes.
working on his craft. And I am a person who, I'm very bossy. I can be very pushy. When I feel like someone has talent and I feel like they're dragging their feet sometimes, sometimes I got to give him a kick in the butt. He's like, oh, I didn't finish it. I'd be like, but why didn't you finish? Because I need it now.
Yeah.
And so I say, no, we have to finish. We have to do this. So I'm that bossy lady.
Okay, hold it up a little bit.
I'm that bossy lady who is just
kind of
like,
turn it. There we go. See
here.
it? And that is like so cool because he uses these glazes and everything. And on my cup, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. I think these are actually bubbles that he puts in just this cup. These I think are actually bubbles that he puts in the glazes and then he blows them on. And that's how you get this. I don't know if you can see them.
Well, because we want to focus it there.
Yeah, type of thing. So that's
for his pieces, is that something that's available on the marketplace and also in store?
On the marketplace, also in store. We're doing some updates online to his story just to kind of tweak it a little bit, but they're available online and in store. And I actually just put up a full display of even more of his pieces in the store yesterday, and it's like a #1 seller. Nice. And honestly, his pieces are not very expensive. Like something like this is $58, and it's handmade.
Yes.
Yeah.
For $58.
You're not going to go to Marshall's
say that's
or anybody.
Be at least 300 any other place.
Yeah.
I don't want to encourage you to
no,
bump it up.
$58. Like this is he's just really talented. Like this is his Black Lives Matter here.
It's a really awesome cup.
And he has a few great lines, and I just love him. And then I have Naturally Illustrated. I wanted to bring some things, our different forms of art, and things that are also available in the marketplace. I mean, she's created emojis that look like, us Black women. She is just so talented.
So cool.
And she is an amazing illustrator. Like, look at this.
Look at her.
And this is like, not only she creates children's coloring books, adult coloring books, she does coloring sheets. And I'm excited to work with her.
Pillows and stuff for you to
pillows.
color
And now during the pandemic,
She's
cakes.
a cake lady.
Yes.
I love
the cakes are amazing. And the great thing about her is she refuses to sell them, and when she makes them, they look great. She donates them. She donates them to charity for a girls group, and that's what she does. So she's not doing it to make money. It's like something for her, and she donates them. And like those are the people that I want to represent. And then also my favorite, Andrea, with Paisley Paper Company, graphic artist. She designs greeting cards and wrapping paper and like all these quirky, cool kind of things.
And you guys can see that says, I love you more than naps.
Yes.
I love, oh my God.
And this one, the Joe Louis fist. I'm very passionate about that fist.
That is
and
awesome.
she has one that says, congratulations on being with me. And then there's one that says, I really, really fucking love you. I mean, it's just so many things. Like, she is super talented, amazing. We're working on a project together. She is my sister, and she does great things, and I'm always pushing her to be like, you got this, and you're the bomb. And then this is just another thing, another artist, Joyful Creations. I love this because this is a men's wallet, because when you go to vendor shows sometimes you
don't find men's
for
wallets.
anything for men, and I want to have more things for men in the shop than a t-shirt.
Right.
And this is made of like leather cork, handmade right here in Detroit, and she hand makes all of these. So these are just like snippets of things that you can find at the shop. And then one other thing is that we're a Black-owned shop.
Right.
Jennifer is Black-owned. And so
right
the thing is finding a Black person to do woodworks, right? I posted in a Black-owned group, and a guy reached out to me. Someone tagged him. He says, I do this. I just do it for friends. And I've sold a few with lights. And I said, I need some Black-owned signs. His name of his company is called Puzzle Picks 365. And he just started less than a year ago. And so he makes these signs, and we want Black-owned businesses to come by and purchase these signs to hang them in their shop.
That would be
so people know that they're Black-owned. So we carry these in the shop. Everything in there is for sale. Everything is from a local maker. If it's not from a local maker, it's from the Detroit Historical Museum, because we have a partnership with them. But these Black-owned signs here, we really, really want people to come purchase these. If you have a Black-owned business,
you need one.
You need one of these.
And how much is that sign?
And this is $100.
Okay.
This is $100.
Not bad at all.
No, it's $100, handmade. And then he also has some shop local signs that he made that are also of wood, hanging up in the shop. They're all available there. And it's like Black-owned businesses. Come and get these beautiful signs.
And if you're not a Black-owned business, you can do the small business.
You can do the shop local. That's right. So
that's
it has something,
very, very important.
Something for everybody. Something for everybody.
Now, I wanted to ask, too, because as we see, Jennifer is Black.
Yes,
really?
I am.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Shocker. But you've been navigated and just handling it at such a large scale. What challenges do you face, if any?
I think a lot of the challenges I faced were probably with myself at first. I think the challenges I faced is that of course, you're in this bubble because you're a black woman. You're not a size 2. You're not famous. You don't have, a great Instagram. And so people are really like, well, who are you? And like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a Detroit native. I was born and raised here, and I have a purpose. And so if somebody else comes here with a purpose, it's okay. And they're white, but I'm black. And you're asking me what's my point, ask them. But the challenges I faced were me because I never used to want to be on the news until I lost 50 pounds. I never wanted to be in this until this. So that challenge wasn't other people. To a point, it was me holding myself back. I wouldn't post pictures of myself. I'm like, people are mean. I wouldn't do these things. But there are some challenges that I faced where people, when I've rented space and people said, you got to have insurance and it has to be in your name. You have to have this and it has to be that. And the money is due on time. And this is this. And so I put on my black girl magic, even if I was using whatever money I did not have, and said, boom, 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 here you go. Because you're not going to stereotype me.
That's right.
And so I'm working through these challenges. And that was another thing that I learned about myself during the pandemic. But I've had people come up to me at Beacon Park and say, hey, how do I get into this market? And I say, oh, you would talk to me. I talk to you? Oh, wow. How did you get that job? Oh, wow. How did I talk to you?
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. How did I get that job? I've had people tell me, you do know DTE owns this park, right? Like, just different challenges and things that I've had in that sense. And what I've learned is to not be East Side, Jennifer. Hello.
Yeah, you definitely have a wonderful pop. Like, oh, yes.
Not to be East Side, Jennifer, who would be like, excuse me? Like, to be, so like, yes, you would talk to me. It's great. I love doing this. It's been amazing. Here's my card. If you really want to be a part of it, these are the requirements. It is for a small business, so send us your information. And I'm thinking, like, I'm going to decline her application. And so I've had people say, oh, All Things Detroit is just shea butters. I've had people say, oh, yeah, my son can come and be at your All Things Detroit because he's a rapper. Or people, like, I've had people say all types of, like, things. Oh, yeah. I had a guy say to me, you're fat because you're stealing money from someone. Like, I've had people say some crazy things
Some people can be very mean.
And be very mean. And so, I try to push forward that. I let people know that I am black because at one point someone said to me, and that's what changed my mind. They said, oh, All Things Detroit is ran by a black girl. I did not know this. I said, well, wait a minute. Let me tell them what it is. Here is a black woman, and I have brought 14,000 people to the Eastern market. That's right. Now you tell me what that is. You tell me what that is for Black history. That's Nobody will take credit for that. And that is Detroit history, and that is Black history. But we don't talk about that. That's right.
Well,
not
that's
at
why
all.
I wanted to address it. I mean, not just to show, okay, it's Black, it's problems with Black owned, but to be able to show the level at which you're operating. Jennifer is out here. I keep wanting to stress that because it's not like you had it's something that you had to you had to create this and bring it to fruition and bring it, and so much so that I remember a time when people were coming and trying to take it and copy it and do different things, So the fact that you're doing it, pushing it, and still growing it, as a Black person, sometimes it's hard to believe that we can do those things. So when you see it and see you doing it, like, look,
you give encouragement to
she's
all.
doing it. You encourage many people.
I also at one point would let other people tell me what I'm not good at. Like, well, that's not your wheelhouse. Your wheelhouse is marketing. Well, you're not good at this and you're not good. That's not what you do. You do this. And I'm like, I'm letting people in my circle put limitations on me. Yes. And I don't want people to put limitations on me. We already put enough, have enough insecurities or different things that go on within ourselves. Just everybody. Even the people we think are at the highest of the high have these things. And I'm like, man, these are people in my circle who are putting limitations on me and what I can do. And honestly, during the pandemic, I shocked myself. I'm like, where did this even come from? Like, where did it
come
from? Like, it just happened. And so, it's a lot that goes with. I've been called so many things, and people think I'm white, and people think of this. Like, no, I'm Jennifer with a Y, not an I, and this is me, and all these hips, and all this love, and this is just what it is. And I am doing this. Do you have a question? Do you have a question?
Hey, we're just going to say, if anybody wants to have a conversation or a question for Jennifer, the phone number is 313-355-6018. Call in, questions, comments, anything. We'd love to hear from you. All right, back to Jennifer.
Now, real quick, because I just want to put this on the table. This is spur of the moment because the meeting was spur of the moment. But with you representing so many small businesses, as a lot of you may or may not know, our city actually this week is, well, altogether we're getting $826 million. This week we're getting $400 million to be allotted in July. So they're right now breaking down and budgeting that. So if you do, go to the website, DetroitMichigan.gov, in order to find out when they're having these forums so that you can vote on what to allot the money to. But part of that money is to be allotted to small businesses specifically. I want to say about
and also
don't quote me, but it's either 50 million or 26 million because they got some pies.
Right.
But small businesses.
Then there was the other thing.
Recreation, the arts,
and the arts.
Our kind of our forte. That's 50 million.
Right.
Intergenerational wealth, things of that nature. But
and then people who have homes, lost their homes. And land
sure.
bank.
Definitely go to people who have lost their homes for sure.
Yeah, and they're doing 50 million.
It was just a lot of really great things.
Public safety, and what I noticed was that the idea is to say where you would cut some of that, what they want to budget, and where you would put that. And I wanted to ask you, while you're on the show, in your opinion, what do you think should the money go to?
50 million public safety.
Okay, you'd like to cut some of that.
I would like to cut some of that.
What would you put it towards, and what type of programs?
I definitely, small businesses, and I'm not just saying this because I'm an advocate for them, is like Detroit, right? It's the economy overall, and like that money definitely needs to go to small business. But I want to make and the arts. I feel like that's important too. That is another important aspect of it. But it's like, how do we make sure that the small businesses really get that money?
Yeah.
Like, what is the process? We say that there's $50 billion available for small business, but what about those businesses that we don't see in the paper who really need that cash? Who can't afford PR? Who've been in business 30 years? They're not up on the social media constantly. How do we get it and help them and make sure it gets in their hands and they're not cheated? So I would like to see that money go towards small business. I definitely think it's important to put money towards like programs, and like we talked before about like churches who are doing things and people who are doing things in the community that had a halt in a sense because of COVID. But there's also people who never stopped. They never stopped giving. They never stopped their community projects during the pandemic, and I would like to see some of that money go to that. I did not see the meeting. I wish I would have, because I would have been able to talk about it more and have more information.
They've been stealth, but that's only because I get the notifications.
Okay, so because I know a lot of artists, I know a lot of small businesses. Like me, myself, they ran out of PPP money on me twice. And I'm just thinking, did I move too fast? But I also know people who got money, and it's like, they're like, yeah, they was giving the money away. So I know artists who are like, hey, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I'm getting unemployment, and I'm waiting on shows to start. Like, and what do you tell somebody who's been doing something 30 years and they need to go get a job when you've been doing something so long? So they really need to come up with a process to make sure that people really get that money. They really do. We want to empower the community, invest in the community, and show them that you really mean it, and not make it just be about the same people all the time.
And stuff
right.
Like that.
That's right.
I would say for anyone watching, I mean, again, we know that Ask Jennifer and All Things Detroit is about small businesses, and that was one of the things that this is a concern for Detroiters, making sure that the money gets to where it needs to go, so that it does what it's supposed to do. Now, we know that Jennifer takes care of small businesses. I would just put my vote in and say that let Jennifer get some of that pie so that she can kind of allot it to who it goes to.
I am down for that. But no, just putting it to good use, because it would be great to create a campaign and because there's small businesses on 7 Mile in Livernois that have been there for how long?
For many years. The city isn't going to petition, or even they don't even know about all of these.
Right. And that's what I was
somebody like you.
Right. And what I was going to say is, even if that money went towards like creating shipping and fulfillment for those businesses, creating a service for those businesses, building some type of campaign where and I've talked to like Wayne County and things about this before, like us building some type of campaign where it's not just like a flyer or poster, where we're putting things in motion, where we're really like supporting small business, and we're really doing something, whereas we're creating we have platforms and useful things, but we're also utilizing someone in the city and not somebody outside of the city. Right. And then also there's so many empty places in the city, not just in downtown Detroit, but they're so expensive, right?
Yes.
And if I want to be in the city of Detroit, I shouldn't feel like it's too expensive for me to be here. I have to get me a place outside of Detroit when I live here in the city. So just utilizing those funds to not pay somebody on the outside to come in and do something for our businesses, but utilizing someone on the inside, whether that's me, whether that's you, or anybody else, as long as it's going to be a great outcome, whether it's for the business and not for like just this person's coming from New York and they're so great.
No, we want to.
And it's like we really want to utilize that here. But I think that would be a great idea, even if it's not shipping and fulfillment, advertising, something for the businesses, because some of those older businesses really need the marketing. They need people to pay. Yes, spectacles.
Spectacles
amazing.
Has been around decades and decades, and I actually remember when they were in Harmony Park, and we were doing the festivals and stuff there, and the concern about having to move once new investors came and kind of up the prices, and those are the businesses that need that money.
The businesses that need it, that been in business for 30 years, they've made it through, when the market crashed, and they made it through all these things, and like we need to support them, but we don't hear about them until like their rent goes up or until there's an issue. But let's do like a history of Detroit small businesses. Let's really get out there and like do it, but also talk to her and say like, okay, you've been here this long. Who does your social media? Who does this? We're going to give you a budget for this for someone, whether you're hiring college students who do it, whether you do it. And I'm not going to give all my ideas away, people.
That's right. Well, we're going to take a real fast break. We are here at WJZZ, Detroit Cool Jazz Radio, and we're on air, and we're here with Jennifer Crawford, Calibri the artist, and Debbie LaPratt, and we're just talking, get down and dirty, talking art. Like, share,
subscribe.
I just want to grab on Facebook.
And comment.
Comment. And our phone number is 313-355-6018. And don't forget, Sunday night, Backyard Boogie.
Yep.
Well, hope to see you all here.
Again, just want to repeat that phone number for anyone that would like to call in and with a question or comment for our guest, Jennifer Crawford. Phone number again, 313-355-6018. We'd love to hear from you. But we were talking about basically city money going to where it needs to with regard to small business. I think you kind of summed that up.
Just services, services. People been in business for a really long time. I mean, like before I even thought of starting a business, right?
How before you were even born?
Well, I mean, 30 years. I'm over 30, child. It's just over that. Over 40 at this point, but I just really, I haven't worked with a lot of those businesses myself, but I know of them. If people are looking for certain things, I tell them to go and support them. And I wouldn't mind working with them also. It's just like sharing her story. Wouldn't it be something, they did, GoDaddy did a Detroit, what did they do? Something, Detroit Icons. They did Detroit Icons, and they highlighted all these great people. They were all really great. But wouldn't it really be great to hear Zana's story about being in business 30 years in retail, about what she went through, being in that place, in a building, somebody sitting down with her and really just talking like, what did you do at this time? And how did you manage this? Because I feel like I could learn a lot, and I know other people will. Yeah. We just got to take the time to listen to that story.
That would be really interesting to find out all the businesses have been here 30 years plus.
30 years plus.
And do a whole documentary about it.
A whole documentary.
That would be so amazing.
Because those are Detroit icons to
those
me.
Are
people who have been here, who lived through it. They've seen the city change and everything.
Was a different type of Detroit, and been able to be successful and like you said, actually thrive during that time, before the money came.
And then also too, it's like I feel like they looked at the pandemic and was like, oh, something else. Like, okay, we got like in a sense because they've been through. Not to say that it was easier, but it's like experiencing hard times in business. I feel like we all experienced that, but some have experienced some like really hard times.
I think of the Detroit riots.
Yeah.
How scary that was for these businesses. How did they survive and stuff like that, and how they came back, and it's just I like that, to do a whole documentary.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important. I feel like it's important for other like small businesses and entrepreneurs to look at that and be like, damn, and I'm complaining about I'm complaining about not getting 5 likes on social media because everybody just does it for the likes. So I'm just complaining. And it's like, no, like it's a whole thing over here, and it's like so It's so important. It really,
is.
really is.
It is. It is. So cool.
So-
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, we usually do like to wrap on a positive note.
Yes.
So, is there anything that you would like for our viewers to hold on to or take from your experience? Is there anything, any diamonds you could share?
I'm gonna say something that is kind of cliche. Well, a couple things. The first thing is, don't take no for an answer.
She's my girl.
You
That's
know,
me.
don't take no for an answer. Don't let people put limitations on your life in any capacity. If you want something, you have to do the work.
And don't be scared to do the work.
I was going to say, take chances, because I always say chances make champions. I always hear people say all the time, I can't do this until this, and then when I do this, then I do that. And then it's like, and then we never do it, right?
They never do it.
And so I say, always bet on yourself, because if you can't expect anybody else to do that, if you don't bet on yourself. And then start with, when you look in the mirror, like start with yourself first when you're doing the work. You know, it's one thing to do the work, but start with yourself, because a lot of us will like to think like, I'm all good, girl, I'm straight. And like one of the things the pandemic taught me is I learned to love myself more.
Yes, that's so important.
Love myself more. It's a daily, you and then I always say this too, Facebook and social media is a perception. It's a perception of someone's life. And I feel that regardless of who that person is, anybody, you can inbox them or DM them and just say, hey, sister, or hey, girl, I just want to know how you're doing, and I'm sure that they'll appreciate it.
Yes,
because a smile can be something completely different, and I feel like the pandemic has taught us that. But love yourself first, self-care, and if you want something, do the work, and you definitely got to be consistent.
Okay. All right. She's loaded us with about 15
I
gems.
know. She asked for one. You know,
no,
didn't I
it's
tell you
It's just the big, it's just whatever, but it was so,
It was so perfect.
I
even
tell
for me.
Yeah,
I
I'm like, I hear it.
But it's so crazy. Like I said when I was little, my sister was like, "You always say you don't have a talent, and now your life's work is, promoting everybody else's talents."
And that's a talent.
That is a talent.
Right. Well, now I know that before I just, used to be walking through the basement singing like "Love Overboard" by Gladys Knight. That was my favorite song as a kid. And my sister to this day, like she'll call me and be like, "Girl, Love Overboard on the radio." And so that's all I did as a kid was walk through the basement to my grandma's house with my red red and blue little tape recorder. I think like "Love Overboard."
I love that.
And that was all I did was sing Gladys Knight and talk too damn much. And that was it. So now I'm Jennifer, and that's just what it is.
Okay, remind them where they can find you.
Yeah.
Go to AskJennifer.com, or then you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Ask Jennifer, but that's AskJennyfer.
And also, where are you
Oh,
located?
and All Things Marketplace. We are located at 1620 Michigan Avenue, Suite 120, in the Build Institute. The entrance is on Trumbull, people, and we're open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 5.
It is a really great place to pop in. So,
Yes, wonderful
we
place.
got a few more seconds. So what's next?
Oh, there's so many things that's next. There's so many things that's next. I have a campaign. My campaign is always in the summer. Meet me at the markets.
Oh,
We have a market. It's Meet Me at the Markets, curated by Ask Jennifer. We are downtown for the summer, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All pop-ups for small businesses.
And I want to cut in too for down to bring your skates.
Bring your skates.
Yes.
Yes.
Bring your skates.
Oh, you can rent the skates.
Sheefy McFly, Tasheef Turner just finished up
Yes,
an
amazing.
mural skating ring, and he promotes jitting and everything. He DJs too, so bring your skates.
It's gonna be
Get
so
your
nice.
jitting
That's right next
down.
to
We
Cadillac Square.
downtown with Ask Jennifer. We downtown.
Yes,
for
we
the
are.
summer.
And also,
Downtown.
where else?
And then we are at Cadillac Square on Fridays. We are at the night market at Beacon Park again
Which
on
is-
Saturdays from 6 to 11.
I just want to do them all, but I
And
can't.
then the new brunch market at Valade Park next to Shane Park is new for me.
So
Going to have
cool.
6 to 8 businesses,
Nice.
shopping on the riverfront, a bar. The Detroit Riverfront Conservancy is doing a great job. There'll be brunch options from the restaurants.
So
We're going to work
cool.
on having like ice cream for kids and just like fun. There's sand. It's just, you go out, you have a cocktail, the kids play in the sand, and then you go home. So it's from noon to 4. But at all of these, the benefit is you get to shop local makers, and make it intentional to shop with them. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? It's not Gucci, but you know what? They put everything into this about it. It look like Gucci to me. So go ahead.
is Gucci. It is better than Gucci. It is better
Yeah,
than
so
Gucci.
we are downtown. Meet us at the markets. We're excited about it. my first for the entire summer from June to September, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's so cool.
Well, thank you very,
Yes.
very
This
much.
is so fun.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
guys so
much.
much for having me.
We're honored just to have you and all the exciting things that you do and how you just support
Thank you.
everybody.
This is so fun. It's so fun. I know my father's probably looking down like,
He
yes,
is. He's
girl,
buzzing. He's going.
you are talking
Nailed
like you
it.
always did. My ear
That's
off.
right. He's giving you a little.
Yes, it was a whole thing. It was
Yeah.
yes. Everybody calls me with that. Like, girl, love her over.
Yeah, I'm here and call her. Give her some love.
Right.
That's
Love,
right.
hey.
Right.
So,
Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
for tuning
everybody.
in.
Thank
This
you.
is
Thank
Down
you.
and Dirty Talking Art with Debbie LaPratt,
Right.
Calibri the artist,
and
and our
wonderful
special
Jennifer.
guest, Jennifer Crawford.
Thank you, everybody.
Live on
Have a-
WJZZ Cool TV, the
And we'll
coolest station in the world.
Yep, and we'll see you Sunday, Backyard Boogie.
That's right. 19730 Ralston.
All right, got it.
Look, that's rolling off y'all list.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You don't got the little Q on, but bye. To the arts. Astrovia.
Astravia.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, you
Thank
open the
you.
door.
This is
Thank
so
you.
fun.
Thank you. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
I hope I give you like some guys a fun interview and
I
Oh,
think
it was amazing. It was so fun. We could have
very
talked for another 3 hours.
informative. It just-
You know. Hey, so everybody, how we're
enjoy
still
it.
on
Usually
Facebook
I feel like
Live.
if I enjoy talking about it or talking to
How
the
do you guys
person,
all
then
like it?
usually people
What'd
are-
y'all think? Put comments
same
down
kinda
below. We're
thing.
still
Yeah,
here
you
live.
know.
We're doing
Yeah,
after
no,
hour
it's
talk.
good. It was so fun, and like sometimes you have that limited time. Like I tell people, the news is like 3 minutes, and
I
it's
know.
like what you do with it, right? And then that's why you see me,
And you're
reuse
like,
and look quick.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
wife say you just take off on it. I'm like, I be trying to get all my information.
That's right.
out.
That's right.
And then it was just like boom, go, but it's like. That's why I replay them so many times, like reuse them, because I'm like, let me renew that 3 minutes. You know what I mean? When you're not getting it, and just like keep reusing that information, because like that never goes away. It's the same. Like, hey, this could have been last week, but it's the same.
It's
thing.
the same. It's the
It's
same.
the same thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So,
This is
and
so
look at
fun.
Jennifer gave us.
See
See everybody? Look at this. This is from Centurium, and this is Calibri's.
Yes.
See it? It is
Centurion makes
so
such cool
Centurium.
pieces.
That's right. I always
He
say
makes such cool pieces.
he makes
though.
some. And here's Black Lives Matter. It's really.
He
I'm
has
gonna
some
put it over
huge
here.
bowls,
See,
too,
look
that
at
he made
this.
That are like black pain, black death, black
Oh.
lives, black matter.
And here is
Um,
this absolutely beautiful vase.
like
And
great
here
prices,
is this
$58.
really
Yes.
cool for men's
That's a lot,
walk,
too. That's
even
a
if
lot.
ladies.
That hole
And-
always smell like weed.
There we go.
I
This-
said that, I felt that when I came in, but I was like, hey, well.
Yeah.
Because it's around the corner. It's like a studio. It's different studios.
And
Oh,
these
yeah.
are very
Actually,
cool.
over
I
here
love
is,
this.
A new network. It's WEED.
See? All right.
It's weed friendly, but it's kind of everything healing and holistic too.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
right.
And I'm actually excited to do some shows over there because the set is more like
It's more- we'll take
like
you
a
back
television
there.
Oh,
set,
okay.
Yeah.
but I do massage and that type of
Mhm.
stuff. So being able to do that type of stuff, over there,
Yeah.
even though it's not necessarily weed, but like the cream that we use and everything is CBD and all that other
And
stuff.
people need to get a better understanding of like what it is, because I feel like when you say, because I carry CBD in the shop,
Mhm.
so I can carry CBD products because it doesn't have THC in it, but it's
Right.
like the bath bombs and like there's some pain cream. There was Dr. Peace Lily. It's a she had knee problems, so she's a pharmacist, so she created a brand. And
then
people
your
come in and people come say, oh, I don't want to get high, and I'm like, it's a bad.
You're not gonna
bomb,
get
but,
high.
like it's okay. Like it's a whole
Yeah.
thing. Is this legal up in here? I'm like, it's perfectly fine.
That's right. That's
But,
right.
but people need to just get a better understanding of
And what
like
it is.
People are
what
scared.
it is. Like it needs education
It
on
does.
like what it is.
That's
Because
the point.
It is.
Because it's cooking and stuff over there, and it's a whole lineup rolling just to be able to educate people, and not just weed. Like it's weed, but it's
right.
Well, I
it's
call it
all
more of a
type of shows
homeopathic.
going on.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
yes,
more of a
But
yes.
I feel like they put a
homeopathic.
negative connotation on it
They
because they
do.
always feel
Yeah.
like anything associated with like weed or CBD is just like you sitting in a car smoking a blunt. Like
No.
and if you was, that's your choice, right?
Yeah,
but it's
right.
like they just associate it with that. And when people say, "Oh, I had like some CBD pain cream," "Oh, girl, did you get it?" Like,
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
No.
It actually took it away. So.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're against like some type of natural things too, because I would rather do natural than
Oh,
taking
100%.
like a Motrin when I have
That's
cramps
what I was
or
gonna
certain
say. A
things.
lot of people starting to get into it are coming off of all these heavy, basically dope. People
Yeah.
are strung out on these
Yes.
pills the doctors prescribe, and they're like, "What else? I don't want to do this.
Mhm.
I can't function on this. What can I do?" And
Yeah.
they're coming in sneaky. Can I?
Yeah. And my cousin
Some of
came
that
over.
weed
Yeah, was it last week she came
Mhm.
over, and your sister was it? No, it was one of our
Dora.
artists. One of our artists gave me some cream, and she
Mhm.
says, "I'm in so much pain because we were working. We had a little class, and I said, here, try this cream." She went from a 10 to a 5 in 45 minutes. And she says, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
It was the most. I mean, she says she was just in pain. I could
Mhm.
just see it in her face, and she goes, "I feel better." It's just that how fast. It's like try to tell people, and they just like, "Oh."
Because
It's
it's
like
still
okay,
herbs.
yeah, it's,
And these are medicines that have been proven to work
yeah,
for hundreds and hundreds of years, if
Mhm.
not more, and our modern medicine, that's what we keep comparing our, stuff to our modern medicine. Our modern medicine is pretty much just, I don't want to knock modern medicine, but it's
But
them
yeah.
experimenting against Eastern traditional
Mhm.
medicine.
Right.
And this is proven practices. It's proven that they're herbs. Anything here for you helps, and we always got to change some stuff. We got to take this and put some bleach on it and
Yeah.
Just do
call
something.
it something else.
Do something extra, and that's just like it's just so many things. It's all they just. I am not for just always running to the doctor and like getting something. I
Mhm.
used to be that girl like, oh, I gotta get a pill. I need an antibiotic. I need this. But that stuff kind of does something to your body. It just
does.
really does. Like I have issues with like sleeping because I'm crazy. How you think I'm coming up with all these ideas? And so I would I actually use the chill pills that your mom gave me for like my bath. But then I also have like little mints that are like small low milligram mints that I suck on sometime to like go to sleep.
We just kicking it.
Oh,
Come on
Oh,
in.
he wrapping up. He done. He ready to go.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, he should. I thought he was done. I thought he cut it. We did that at 8:55. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Oh, we're just.
Oh, sorry. So, you got a little bit of the afterglow.
You got our